Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Real Film Nerds that you are not going to listen to. But if you are hearing this, you are, so that's good. I am your host, Matt. With me, as always, my buddy Mike.
Hey everyone, why don't you think anyone's going to listen, man? We're up, man. Did you look at how many people listened today?
We've had a whole 3 people today.
No, dude. There was like 35 people.
What? I think you're full of crap.
No, dude. You don't know. We're making waves.
Making waves like the Meg?
Well, yeah, I guess the Meg is making waves. Like 148 million international and domestic.
Well, what was it this weekend? It hit like 41 million or something, or 42, something like that. And it was
I think
projected.
42.
Yeah, it was projected for 20, which is probably more like what it should be.
Yeah. But we'll get into that.
Okay, so as you can tell, everyone, this week we are reviewing the Meg. Mike, go ahead, get rolling, give us the deets.
All right, the Meg was directed by John Turteltaub, writers Dean Gregorius, John Hober, Eric Hober, and it's starring Jason Statham, Bing Lee, Rainn Wilson, Cliff Curtis, Winston Chow, Shuya Sophie Kai, Ruby Rose, Paige Kennedy, and Robert Taylor. The synopsis for this movie is, after escaping an attack by what he claims was a 70-foot shark, Jonas Taylor must confront his fears to save those trapped in a sunken submersible.
See, you just wanted to say Bing Lee again, didn't you?
Well, I mean, that's it's fun to say.
Is that going to be the name of your firstborn, is Bing Bing?
I doubt it.
Oh, come on. You mean it's not a family name, Mike?
No, Bing is not a family name.
What?
But
you don't have like some crazy aunt named Bing Bing?
Well, maybe I could name him like Apple or Toast or whatever the celebrities name their kids.
Lobster?
Lobster.
I think you should go with Lobster.
Well, that'd be only if the son or daughter is born in Maine.
You could make it happen. Just go say what's up to Jared. Be like, "What's up, Jared?"
Yeah, that. I mean, I guess that could happen. We're
birthing our firstborn, and we're naming it Lobster in honor of Maine and Red Lobster.
No, not Red Lobster. Just, lobster, all that Maine lobster.
Yeah, but in honor of Red Lobster, because it's so delicious.
I don't know how the Meg got us talking about seafood, but...
See, it's because I have this wonderful ability to get off track really easy and really fast.
So, Matt, what did you like about this movie, or what didn't you like about this movie? What are your feelings?
Do you want the shorter list or do you want the longer list?
I'm just shocked that you took notes. Why don't you read the shorter list?
Well, I'm not going to look at my notes, though. I took them, but I'm probably not going to look at them. But the short list is the only thing I liked of this entire hot garbage movie is Jason Statham. Everything else was terrible. Except for the little Chinese girl. She was kind of funny. And her and Jason Statham playing off of each other was pretty good.
So that's it? That's all you liked?
Pretty much.
Jason Statham?
Pretty much, yep.
I liked some parts of this movie a little bit, but for the most part, I have to agree.
No, dude, this movie was terrible. Here, I'll really get into my notes here. It was boring. The shark looked okay. The surprise of 2 megalodons was kind of interesting. Spoiler alert, I guess I should have said that. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, man. Spoiler alert.
Acting, for the most part, was okay. It wasn't great. Jason Statham did a good job. Cliff Curtis always does pretty good. But the girl's name you like to say the most, Bing Bing Lee, I thought she was freaking terrible. She was a horrible, horrible lead actress. I don't know where the hell she came from. She looks familiar. She had to have been in other stuff. But that was some horrible acting she did. Horrible.
Yeah, I thought it was really bad as well. But I think, Matt, with this particular movie, it's very Chinese oriented.
Yeah, once again, that was one of the things I was going to talk about because, is this another one on the lines of Skyscraper?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is even worse. But because there's multiple times where they're speaking Chinese, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this movie was paid for by a Chinese production company and takes place off of the China coast. And, there's Chinese actors and stars in it. So it's kind of pandering to the Chinese market.
Yeah, but one of the best Chinese/American actors, Hiro, what's his last name? Nakamura? I think that's his last name. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the old IMDb. Oh, of course, he didn't even make the first freaking page.
Masai
Oka, yes. The guy that plays Hiro in Heroes. He's like one of the better well-known, he's not Chinese, he's Japanese actors. And he, spoiler alert again, he dies like right off the frickin' bat.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a waste of a character. He's done that a lot, though. Not in Heroes, but in all the different movies he's been in. He'll be in the movie for like 10 minutes and then he dies. It sucks, because he's actually not a terrible actor.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he was so quickly knocked out of this movie, but this movie was pretty ridiculous on a lot of things. There was one almost good message about shark conservation in it, but it was only for about a minute, and then the movie went on to being just what it is, which is not the best movie.
Wow, aren't you polite? Not the best movie. Just say it, Mike. It was garbage.
It was Hollywood crap. And I guess I don't even know if we could call it Hollywood, because I don't know. This one was really even hard to do the segment about MCU all the I said doo-doo. All the people that are involved seem to be like the B or C teams of movie making.
Well, and we got an F movie.
Yeah.
Hey, some of these people that did this did some pretty well-known movies, but not anything really in the MCU. Like, there was some people that did, like, The Hobbit, and there was, not Mission Impossible. There was a big action movie. Oh, some of them were on Avatar.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone made Avatar. I think all of Hollywood shut down and made Avatar. That's why it costs, like, $400 million. They're like, hey, everyone, we need to make a movie.
You want to know what pissed me off probably the most out of anything else in this movie? Is that everything else in the movie other than the shark was the most suspenseful part of the movie. Like the boat flipping over and capsizing. That was more suspenseful than the shark itself. Or like the chick that was, she was stuck in the shark cage, the impossible shark cage. That was more freaking suspenseful than the shark. Sure, the shark actually got it in its mouth, but you're like, yeah, the shark's not going to be able to choke that down, so it wasn't suspenseful at all. But the whole time she was in it, and all the shit around it, breaking and this and that, they really could have made it fun and goofy and C-rated and, a B movie and slapsticky and it wasn't. Like, it tried to be too serious, and they shouldn't have done that. Everyone says it's this funny, great shark movie, and it was not funny. It was not funny at all.
Well, the only times the humor really landed well for me was Jason Statham and the little girl playing Mai Ying, Shuya Sophie Kai. She and Jason Statham had a good, I don't know, chemistry, and it was funny, like their little jokes and stuff. But other than that, all the jokes were pretty bad. Like, just seemed poorly timed. Like, it seemed like this movie was shot with one take, every single take.
Heh, that's an interesting way of putting it. Like, I understand. Like, Paige Kennedy, every single time he would drop something in there, it just did not go. It just did not go. It really did not.
Yeah, even the billionaire guy, the character Morris, Rainn Wilson, it seemed just forced and awkward when he was trying to. I don't know. It just seemed not right.
And Rainn Wilson, as everyone knows from The Office, is an amazing comedic actor. I mean, The Office is what he's most known for, but he has done a really bang-up job in the few movies that he has been in. But this one, no, man, it was just fell flat.
And then I just had some problems with some of the aspects of the scuba diving and the swimming scenes due to I am an enthusiast for scuba diving, but it just misrepresented some things. But that's fine. That's great. That's movies.
Now, didn't you go scuba diving this past weekend in Intercourse, Pennsylvania?
Yes, I did go scuba diving this past weekend.
So were you afraid of the Meg coming to eat you when you were scuba diving?
Absolutely. But then I remembered that Jason Statham took care of all of the issues, so I didn't have to worry about it.
It was because that foam barrier kept this giant animal from breaking through, right?
Yes. It was the foam barrier. And so when I go scuba diving, I keep my lights off, so I'm good.
Nice. Because they don't smell you in the water or anything, right?
No. Like, the gaping wounds I have, those don't do anything to attract sharks.
See, I knew you were going to start tearing it apart more than me, Mike. That's good. Get to work. Let's go.
No, it was not a good movie. I was hoping for it to be maybe a good bad movie. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if any of our listeners have watched Deep Blue Sea, it's a pretty terrible shark movie about genetically altered sharks in this research facility, kind of like this movie, and things go wrong, and anyway, the sharks start attacking people. But the movie doesn't take itself too seriously, and there's lots of just good humor. There's one of the best scenes, I think, in a movie. I don't know, with the monologue and Sam L. Jackson. It's really great. So if you want to see a good bad movie, watch Deep Blue Sea. This movie I cannot recommend to see. It's not worth money from anyone.
It's not worth money. Well, the people going to see it are arguing against that because it's, as we pointed out at the start, it's doing a hell of a lot better than anybody thought it would.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why. I guess America's obsession with sharks. Shark Week was just a few weeks ago. Maybe people are still kind of in that summery, beach kind of, let's go see a movie about sharks kind of thing. That's all I can think of. I don't know why else. Or, maybe this is what America wants. We don't want smart movies anymore.
It was just all around really, really, really bad.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that this was smart, yeah.
The CG was, mediocre. No, I know, you weren't saying it was smart, but I'm just saying all around it was bad. It wasn't just that it's not smart. There's nothing wrong with a mindless movie like Mission Impossible Fallout. That's not a smart movie, but it's a pretty decent movie. It's a good action movie,
Yeah, no, that movie actually makes you think a little bit about, like, kind of what's going on, the back and forth stuff. Yeah, but you're right. You don't need to really keep track of everything. You can just kind of enjoy the ride, I guess.
When I was looking something up, I don't remember who now, but there is someone that was on this movie that was in Deep Blue Sea as well.
Wow, there was, huh?
And I don't remember who it is.
Well, there's a couple scenes that kind of reminded me of this Legacy cast that we just did about Jaws. And I think it was kind of a homage to the original movie. There's a scene where the shark gets caught on some things and starts dragging some people. And I kind of thought that reminded me of the pier scene with the guys who were look like they tip back a few and they're trying to catch the shark to get the reward money. And he takes like, what was it, the turkey or the roast or something that his wife was bought, and they throw it on a big hook, and they try and catch the shark, and ends up ripping the pier off. Well, they have some kind of scene kind of similar to this. And then there's a dog in this movie that is also named Pippin. Like, yeah,
that was pretty funny.
In the original movie, there was a lab named Pippin. I'm not gonna say what kind of dog this one was, but
it should have gotten eaten.
Matt, you're spoiling it like crazy, man. Come on.
Well, so what? This movie's crap.
All right, yeah. So this Pippin survives where the other one didn't. But other than that, man, this movie is not great. The CG for the shark wasn't too bad, but some of the other CG stuff looked like it was rushed, and it probably was. But the shark actually looked okay.
Yeah, the shark wasn't bad. It was okay. I mean, it was, 50-50. Some of the times it looked really good. Some of the times it looked really, really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you know one that bothered me as well?
What's
you know
that?
what else grinds my gears? There, we'll do that.
Oh, yeah.
Peter
What
Griffin.
grinds your gears?
The Peter Griffin segment. There was absolutely no boobs, and there was hardly any blood. How can you have a shark movie without much blood or boobs? You need both. It's a rule. It's in the Hollywood playbook.
Well, Matt, do you think that the PG-13 rating helped get it to the $42 million debut that it had instead of having an R rating, which is limited or supposed to be limited on who can get inside?
Yeah, probably, because when I went and saw it on opening night, it was mostly filled with parents and their kids, younger-ish kids. Not super young, but I would say middle school and up.
Yeah, now, I guess I'm going to derail the review just for a second.
I'm sure I have done enough derailing as it is, Mike, so...
So with that, Matt, how is the MoviePass working for you? Are you canceling?
I probably should, but I haven't yet because you keep telling me not to. But I am coming up on almost a full month, and I have not been able to see one movie using my MoviePass. I went and saw this movie, The Meg, at my local Harkins, because I prefer going there. I can sit where I want. I almost always get right in the middle. And I saw it at Harkins on Thursday, and I paid the full, $9 for a ticket. But hey, I'm racking up my Harkins reward points, so I guess that's good.
So a whole month. So is that the tipping point for you?
I'm coming up to it, yeah. If I hit a solid month without being able to use MoviePass, there's probably no point in keeping it anymore.
Well, they really like it that way, Matt, because that's how they make money. Right,
they get the cash, and they don't have to pay any out.
Yeah, so I guess is this weekend is this the final weekend to try and watch something?
Maybe, but the movie that we were originally going to do for this coming Thursday, but got pushed back because neither of us could make it to the theaters, is an app picture show or in my MoviePass app, so I can't even go see it there anyways.
So it's pretty much a done deal. It's getting canceled.
Maybe.
Are you going to try?
Probably. I don't know. They just re-upped my sub, so I got another month that I've paid for.
Oh. I was going to ask if you were going to try the cinema, or I don't know. It's I don't know how you spell it. It's
pronounced cinema, but it's spelled with an S.
Oh, okay.
We actually have someone running for Senate or Congress in Arizona that her last name is Cinema.
Spelled like the theater?
Spelled like the ticket program, yep. Sinemia, I think, something like that. I don't think she's related to that program whatsoever, but it's kind of an odd coincidence.
It is kind of odd. Well, okay, so sorry about that side segment, but everybody wants to hear about the MoviePass drama, since pretty much there's been tons of it.
Well, I would love to hear the numbers on how many people have canceled. I don't think MoviePass will probably ever release it. But out of all my friends / acquaintances in the Prescott area that I know that have MoviePass, every single one of them have jumped off ship in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I have a coworker who had it, and as soon as he wasn't able to see Mission Impossible, canceled.
See, I'm okay with only being able to see 3 movies a month because it still would save me money. I'm not super happy about it, but I would deal with it because it's still saving me money. The problem is now they are restricting even which movies you can go see of the 3 that you are allowed to go see. So why do I want to have it at all? If they would leave it open like they originally said they were going to when they first cut it to 3 movies a month, then I'd be fine with it because I could have gone and seen the Meg. But no. They announced publicly this week that it is going to be limited to 2 movies of their choosing.
They really can't figure out what the heck they want to do. They've flip-flopped and changed so many times. I think that's why everybody's canceling. Yeah,
it's bullshit. They change the terms of service every single time you wipe your ass. It's horrible.
Man. That is a lot of changes.
That's why the guys that I know that had it jumped off. It wasn't even so much, that they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, or whatever. It's because they keep playing with people. Right now, they're just playing with people.
Yeah, it's almost like they should have had maybe something figured out a little bit before they did. They went live with their $9.99 special. See, I kind of saw this coming because of what happened when I was originally on MoviePass for years, and the changes they did to me kind of have been some of the changes that have happened to you guys, but little slower. But there's only 10 of us, so.
Yeah, 11 teen. Now there's 3 million. I'm really interested. I would love to know what their numbers are right now. If they haven't lost 1 million subscribers, I would be surprised.
I'll be surprised if they have over 500,000.
Right now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're a fickle bunch.
Makes me feel special, though.
Us millennials.
Hey, you leave me out of that millennial talk.
All right. Mostly millennials.
Gen X. Woo woo. No, I'm technically... you too. We're both kind of in a weird zone. We're not millennials and we're not really Gen X.
Yeah, they don't like our zone.
No, they don't. Because we grew up without internet and we grew up without all this other shit that the millennials grew up with. But yeah, we know how to use all that stuff and we're very talented at most of it. At least some of us are.
Well, yeah, we definitely grew up with the internet coming around, and I remember begging my parents to get it, and they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "It doesn't matter, just get it."
Yeah, my first time I got the internet was middle school. You remember?
Yeah, I think you got it before me,
yeah,
or right around the same time.
It was probably a little bit before you, and then I probably helped pressure you to pressure your parents into getting it, because you remember, one of the very first things we did the instant we got the internet.
ICQ?
That was one of them.
Online video games?
Yeah. That's one thing that like people don't understand is like online video gaming, specifically first-person shooters, is nothing new. We've been doing it since the 90s. People were doing it in the late 80s. But you and I have been doing it since the 90s.
Yeah, no, people used to have LAN parties and basically local area network like parties where you'd bring computers around and play games because you couldn't get the speeds if you tried to do it over something else. But then the internet came out and it was fast enough to an extent to be able to have some servers and some games and stuff played. Like, of course, your ping time is still always an issue, but you want to have the lowest ping to be able to play the online games.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but we were able to do it. I mean, we played Quake and Doom 2, and my favorite was the original Quake with the original Team Fortress. I loved that game. I loved that. I played that so much. So many sleepless nights. You know, we played, it was me and you, and Jeff Gill played a little bit with us, and we had our little clan going on, and didn't Adam Blicky play with us too? Yeah. He played with us too. And then I think John played with us for a little while. Yeah, we had a whole thing going, man. And this was in middle school. This is not even high school yet, people. So.
Yeah, middle school.
All you kids that think online gaming is this new great thing, no. We've been doing it. We just had to type instead of talk to each other through the internet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did have to type fast.
You had to learn. You learned how to type fast, especially when you're shit talking. Well, all right, Mike. I guess we should probably get back on topic. So, hey, Ruby Rose. We need to talk about Ruby Rose.
Oh, Ruby Rose. Yes, the what was it, like programmer, engineer character in the movie, or
I have no idea. She did like everything. But my biggest question with Ruby Rose is why did she always look like she was wet? Like, even when you're first introduced to her, and they're like, oh, here, this is Jack. She does blah, blah, blah. And she built this station, and she did this, and she did this. And it looks like she literally just got out of the shower. And she looks like that throughout the entire movie. Even if she's in or on land or in a boat and hasn't gone in the water. What the hell was the deal with that? That really just distracted the shit out of me.
I have no idea, Matt, but you're right. She did have constantly like wet hair or wet looking hair. Maybe because they were close to the water, her hair's always wet.
No, I'm not buying that shit. It was terrible. What'd you think of Ruby Rose?
I don't know. She just has a it's a weird character, I guess. I was like, she looks familiar, and then I realized that she was in Equalizer 2, and she was kind of one of the bad guys that John Wick had to fight off towards the end. So
why did you say she was in Equalizer 2, and then she had to fight off John Wick?
Oh, I meant John Wick 2. My bad. Oh, man. Brain fart.
You're getting old. Yeah, she was in John Wick 2, man. She was the hardcore assassin that was like the last tier before you got to the big bad guy in John Wick 2.
Yeah, she was like the bodyguard of the big bad guy.
Yeah, but you know what else she was in? I think, well, it's probably the first thing I remember seeing her in, other than UFC and all that shit, is Orange is the New Black.
Oh, maybe I recognize her from that. I don't think I put that in there.
Yeah, she's one of
mind.
She's one of the inmates in Orange is the New Black. One of the later inmates, not one of the ones that's in the first like 2 or 3 seasons. I think she might come in like season 3 or 4. I don't know. I'm kind of behind on the Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little behind. I believe Orange is the New Black latest season just came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest season, and I haven't seen the season before that. But up to that, I've seen that point. I was just very mad at a particular character's death. I was like, oh, well, that just kind of ruins the show then. All right. I'll stop watching for a while.
Yeah, one thing that I was also disappointed about this movie, Matt, the Meg, was John Turteltaub has done some pretty good movies. And I don't know what happened here. Like,
you think it was just a paycheck movie for him?
I don't know, but he's done National Treasure and Phenomenon, Instinct. I mean, there's some good movies that the guy's done.
When do you think they're going to come out with National Treasure 3?
I don't know, pretty soon now.
Yeah, well, clearly he caught someone's eye.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he did this movie that Mags loves, While You Were Sleeping.
She loves that movie?
Yeah. Cool Runnings. I mean, John Candy. Oh, so good.
Classic. Everybody loves Cool Runnings.
Yeah. I mean, of course, these movies are a little bit dated. Cool Runnings 93. While You're Sleeping's 95. Phenomena's 96. So he was rocking it for a while. And then some movies that we won't talk about. And then National Treasure 2004. National Treasure, the second one, Book of Secrets, 2007. And then he did another Nick Cage movie, The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, I never saw that.
It was all right. It's not that great.
I wanted to see it, but that's that time period where Nick Cage was doing everything. I think he still is too. Where he was like, "What?
Yeah,
I get a paycheck? All right, I'll do it."
Yeah, well, I think Nick Cage came under some financial problems due to being robbed and poor investments like comic books and castles.
Comic books and castles?
Yeah, I guess he bought some castle in Scotland or Ireland or England, some place where there's castles, and I guess it got foreclosed on.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so Mike, while we're talking about the director and going down the list, let's do it. I know I helped you out with this one because you were struggling. Mike, how does The Meg relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Thanks for asking, Matt. Yeah, I was really struggling, really worried about this. I was like, why is this new movie harder than some of the other movies that we've been looking up? But with your assistance, we found Tim Adams in visual effects for The Meg, also worked on Spider-Man and Black Panther. Spider-Man, what was it, the latest one?
Spider-Man Homecoming, baby.
Yeah, sorry, Spider-Man Homecoming. So with this, Matt, how many reels do you give The Meg?
We're already jumping right into how many reels I'm going to give. I guess we probably should. We're at like 37 minutes, and you have to go to bed because you're a little princess.
Yes, princess is tired.
Princess Mysterious Mike. All right, so Princess, I give the hot garbage mess, The Meg, probably higher than I should because I am not as hardcore as you are, and I am a large fan of Jason Statham. If I was a lady, I would, oogle him all the time.
Yeah, Handsome Rob.
I would. Handsome Rob, for sure. Dude, I just love Jason Statham and Crank, man. Those two movies right there, Crank and Crank 2, didn't take themselves serious, are really just off the wall. I mean, those were... Oh, see, that's what I was expecting, something like that for The Meg. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Crank 1 is great. Crank 2 is a little...
Crank 2 gets really weird. But
Crank 1 was awesome.
But I loved both those movies, man. They were so much fun, and they didn't take themselves serious, and they were just off the wall, just odd and crazy. Anyways, all right, I'll get back on it. I give The Meg 2.5 reels out of 5.
What? That's crazy, man. That's way, way higher than I thought you were going to do.
Oh, dude, I see, I told you, I'm not as harsh as you are. I just am not. 2.5 is still a failing grade. It's still a D. Okay. So, it's not an F, but it's still not a great grade.
Okay.
All right, Mike, so what the hell's your rating then? Let me guess, you gave it half a star. Or you gave it 4 stars because you are infatuated with Jason Statham as well. Or because you like saying the name Bing Bing.
No, I do like saying the name Bing Bing. This movie, man, I was wrestling with the what I should do, and I'm thinking I'm thinking I'm going to go with 1 reel.
Wow. I think that is our lowest rating ever.
Yeah, this movie was... Do not see this movie. You really... Hopefully our podcast is entertainment enough so you don't have to watch this movie, because it was awful.
Well, and if you want us to spoil the shit out of it, we can. It's real easy. Because it wasn't very good. There's 2 megalodons. There's a whole beach and oceanside filled with a bunch of people. Not a single freaking one of them gets eaten. The stupid shark swims underneath the whole thing.
Yeah, you're all obsessed about the violence. It was just, I don't know, it was ridiculous.
It's a stupid shark movie. It's supposed to be violent. It's supposed to be people getting freaking eaten, right? Like Jaws. And here, the Meg is literally swimming underneath thousands of people, not eating a single one of him, but he hears some noise and decides to go try and eat Jason Statham instead? What kind of shit is that? Come on. I should change my rating. I should change it to 1.5, but God, that part is so stupid. It was like, oh yeah, it's on. He found all these people that are just floating in these tubes. He's going to eat them like damn Cheerios. Nope.
No, he didn't.
So stupid.
Yeah.
God.
So, yeah, no, I can't recommend this movie. The one thing that I will say that it somewhat addressed in about 60 seconds was the shark conservation about the shark fin soup. So I would advise you not to eat shark fin soup. Okay, you've seen the movie, you're good.
Hey, you know what? I agree with that, because at least it was a little graphic. It was one of the more graphic parts, I guess you would say, in the movie. But they did actually show, the remnants of these sharks. And the whole shark, there's nothing wrong with, eating certain types of sharks and things like that. But being in Prescott, and I'm not really a hunter, but I know lots of hunters. And being around Native Americans and all these other things, and you got to respect the animals, man. If you're going to kill one because for sport or to eat or whatever, you use the whole animal. Like, when I go fishing, if I don't throw the fish back, I eat it. I don't throw it out. I definitely eat it. And I use the whole animal except for the, bones. But, use the whole animal. I mean, I don't know. I probably shouldn't tell you this story because it'll make the podcast even longer and it might upset you, Mike. But when my uncle, I thought it was my father when my father got married, but when my uncle got married, my dad and my uncle went shark fishing. That was one of the big things they did for my uncle's, wedding gift or something. I don't know. My dad chartered a boat and they went and shark fished and they got one. But guess what? They ate the whole shark. The whole thing. They cut it up. They froze it. They made shark steaks. They made, all kinds of stuff. If you're going to eat an animal, you want to use the whole animal. I'm sorry. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah. I think I could do that because it's just like if you kill a deer or a bear or a buffalo,
Yeah.
you would most of the people would be responsible and eat the whole thing, minus the couple things that we can't, like the bones and the guts and stuff. But all the meat will be eaten.
I think it's only proper, but, history tells us otherwise. I mean, the West, the buffaloes were, taken to extinction just for their pelts. I mean, think about all the thousands of people you could have fed with all that meat. Millions probably. Right.
Yeah, they were all just, yep.
We're getting hardcore off topic, but it's just, I don't know. That's one of the, I'm not a hippie. I'm not one of these green people, save the fucking planet kind of shit. But I just feel if you are going to kill another creature, there needs to be a reason behind it. I'm sorry. That's just my thoughts. Anyways. All right. On that somber note, Mike, you got anything else you want to add about this hot piece of garbage or cold piece of garbage? Is cold better?
I don't know. I would just say just garbage.
Okay, let's just go with cold, wet, stinky garbage.
Okay. Yeah, it was just, it's not good. Don't see this.
Don't waste $9 like we did to go see this stupid movie.
Yeah.
Go get yourself a Chipotle burrito instead.
Yeah, that would be better.
That's it. I'm doing that, Mike. We are now the unofficial podcast of Chipotle.
You're just doing that to try and get some free Chipotle.
Hell
I know
yeah,
him.
if they hook it up with some burritos. Dude, I would wear a freaking Chipotle t-shirt every day if they would sponsor the podcast. I'm down with that.
Yeah, pull a little Happy Gilmore action where he's like wearing the Subway shirt and he's all I have to do is show him this card and I have free Subway for life.
Yeah, dude, I'd totally be down with that for Chipotle. Oh yeah, I love Chipotle. That place is great.
All right.
All right, well, I'm done. I don't have anything else to add. Just don't see this movie. Just don't.
Yeah, I agree. Don't see this movie. Don't eat shark fin soup. Don't see this movie. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.